Every one of New York City's neighborhoods and boroughs has its own unique identity and something completely different to offer.
This is New York, baby!
Not only have people come back to the city, you got robots rolling around. What I love about New York City is you can go from one side of the city to the other in a matter of minutes. There's multiple ways to get there. And every one of New York City's neighborhoods and boroughs has its own unique identity and something completely different to offer.
This is New York, baby!
But one thing New Yorkers have in common is having strong opinions. And there's definitely mixed feelings from those who stayed through the pandemic about the people who left when things got tough. But in Brooklyn, an underground art collective founded by Samara Bliss took this debate to a whole new level while revealing the importance of investing in the city's new wave of artists.
Thank you for welcoming me into the locker room here.
You're welcome. Great to have you.
This doesn't resemble a locker room I've ever been in. Smells a lot better too.
It was first inspired by watching two movies that had sort of iconic locker room scenes in them, The Joker and Hustlers. In cinema, it's like such a great tool because it's sort of this safe place where the character can say things that he wouldn't normally otherwise. It's like such a great tool for changing. I was an event producer for about 5 years. When that stopped and the pandemic started, I realized now is the time to spend my entire life savings on what I've always wanted to do, which is build a multifaceted space that is a recording studio, an artist studio, and a gallery.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Wow.
When tragedy strikes, there's terrible parts about it, but then there's also things that get born out of the rubble. I wanted to birth something out of rubble. During phase 2 in New York, and I sort of noticed that there's this whole vortex of artists who were still here and had all this energy and were feeling really inspired by everything that was transpiring and needed a place to go. We said, let's choose 10 artists and did a lockdown at the locker room.
Samara had approached me. She asked me if I wanted to be part of the residency. She said, free paste to paint, free supplies. I said, sign me up, let's go. The synergy was amazing. We call it, what do we call that? Flowetry. We call it flowetry.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was amazing.
I was able to pick up different things that these artists do. Like I normally use spray paint and then acrylic paint, then let me try to do what Jasper does and do some mixed mediums.
And there's a lot of room for error and to try new things and to experiment and to really be confident in what it is you want to do.
It really relieves a lot of the weight.
So it's almost like when the pandemic hit, it was like life as we knew it changed, right? You were able to also redefine and break down the boundaries of who you were as an artist.
You would just come here and you knew that you had a space where you could be free. In a way, it was necessary, as a survival tool, showing that you were alive and that your art wasn't dead.
Out of this came an entire album, a documentary film that's coming out in the fall, a whole book of photography, and then 95 paintings.
Wow.
Came out of this 1 month. And all of it is now for sale.
One of the most notable works to come from the locker room amid the pandemic was its New York is Dead installation, displayed high above the streets of LA and beaches of Miami.
There was an article in the New York Post, and the title of it was New York is Dead. He was decrying sort of the final fall of New York. Jerry Seinfeld retorted back saying, New York could never die. I sort of wanted to add to that messaging. The commentary we were making is not about, the girl who had to move back to Alabama. It's sort of about people who left New York and took their fortunes elsewhere and were spending money to party in Miami. Part of the New York story is that there's always this flux of people who would do anything to be here.
Come hell or high water.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of a new renaissance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, art always brings the cities back and help breathe life back into the city. And I think that's exactly what's happening.
What makes New York unique is the people. You guys riding this pandemic out together. finding strength within each other, that really says a lot about the greater city at large.
Always forward, never straight.
Absolutely. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. For more, subscribe to First Look and come with me on all my adventures around the world. Who am I kidding? I'm probably sitting at home watching Netflix or playing Xbox. Either way, what are you waiting for? Just hit subscribe already.